health food store. I only eat good sea salt, white sugar don't touch my lips. And my friends is always begging me to take them on macrobiotic trips.
These are macrobiotic moments. Natural health coach Shelley Pagitt, who gives us a health tip of the week. And we put these together in a little tip jar, and then, at the end of the year, we put them all together and sell them in a big tip jar. At least that's what we said we were going to do in 2011. Never got around to it. But 2012 is a fresh start. Natural health coach Shelley Pagitt. Howdy ho.
Good morning.
Good morning. Hey, young Will said he's about ready to come under your spell.
Yep, that's what he just said.
Yep.
And that will be really exciting, and just reassured him that his timing is the right timing, and so as long as somebody's not making excuses about not taking care of themselves and actually being intentional and in touch with it, grand. Listen to yourself and what you can do.
Mm-hmm. And I thought we could maybe use Will for a number of weeks where you just actually give Will advice on the program.
Oh, great idea.
Well, if Will
take all that confidentiality and set it aside.
I think we'll pass on that.
Okay.
There's been no health history or information passed from Will to myself up to this point, so
great.
I'm just going to speak in generalities.
What's our tip for the week, natural health coach Shelley Pagitt?
Well, in generalities, but also with, specific people in mind. So this would be for everybody and some specific people. Person. So the idea that I was thinking about a lot was getting back to basics. It's the new year.
Right.
And I'm thinking about all the tips, the things that we've talked about over the number of years that we've been doing this. And I think that over the course of time, that it's really, really easy just to let everything kind of slip away and revert back to our habits, so how we were brought up. We just kind of tend to lean back into that way of eating and living. And I was thinking about kind of remaining mindful about how we're eating and, thinking of you guys who have just gone through, a pretty intense change. And now
speaking of John and I, after our cleanse of juice dieting.
Yes, after your fasting cleansing, and how how it's easy just to kind of go back to you're much more aware now as other people are when they go through a cleanse. So your awareness is still there, but it's easy to kind of let the other ways of eating creep back in. Like I was thinking about John, sidekick there, who kind of was eating, the way he lost weight one time before was eating a really high protein kind of a diet, and how different that is to eating a vegetable-based full color diet.
Oh.
And then
talk about that. What do you mean a vegetable-based full color diet? I like that.
Well, a vegetable-based, basically if you were to look at your plate throughout the day, any 24-hour period, that you would have 50% or more colorful foods, fruits and vegetables on your plate coming into your body for fiber, nutrients, antioxidants, to keep your system running and healthy, good skin. I mean, there's so many scientific researched benefits to eating that way. Anybody could find that information. And then the other portions of the plate are smaller and divide out the rest of the half of the plate, and that would be good quality proteins. So not to omit them or eliminate them, and definitely to make them a part of your diet. And this is, again, for most people. Unless you're a really, there's lots of exceptions to it, but let's just say in general this is a good way to eat. So eating smaller amounts of quality protein, which can be anything from eggs or pastured eggs to fish, grass-fed beef, chicken, poultry, whatever, lots and lots of things.
Well, I like this idea of thinking about your diet being based on the colors as opposed to your diet being based on, some list of food groups. That's
right.
That's an interesting way to think of it.
Right. So just, round things out and make it colorful, and try not to let the mindset creep back in if I want to lose weight or stay on this journey, then I'm going to go, and eat lots of protein, do that Atkins kind of a thing where it's protein-based. all that protein is really hard on your kidneys. And, I mean, I just met with somebody a couple weeks ago, and they said from drinking protein shakes after their workout, and this guy does work out intensely, like 3 hours a day, but even after that workout, which isn't what most people are doing, he developed gout in his joints. And
because
so
there was too much protein. The body can't process that much protein.
Right. So, just to kind of keep things balanced, keep looking at what we're doing, and you don't have to be, like, overly vigilant about it. I mean, certainly live your life and have fun, but think about, what it is that you're eating and try to be purposeful and make a little bit of a plan for it.
I think people should take you up on that, and this week they should do a little inventory of the colors of the food that they've eaten.
Great idea.
Red could even be ketchup or something. I don't know. Like literally, like if you took a picture, because a lot of us carry around phones that have cameras on them. You could take a picture of every meal before you eat it. You could ask your friends in your social streams if you were going to update that, on your Facebook or something, and then you get a look over the course of the week at your diet, and you could judge it based on its color.
Yeah, that's great. That's a great idea.
That's an interesting idea. Natural health coach, John, Sidekick, and Will. How about if the three of us do that? Would you be willing to do that? The three of us, could we commit this week, every time, as best we can, because some of us, have memories that are very strong, just not very accurate, and we could take a picture of every meal, everything we eat, and post it up to the Doug Pagitt Radio Facebook page. You up for it, young Will?
Let's do it.
All right, John.
All right.
So let's do beverages as well as foods. Boys.
What?
Snacks and meals.
Well, what about, hang on a second. What did you say there about beverages, too? We got to take pictures of what we drink?
Well, isn't that something you're consuming? Well, okay, let's just start with the food.
I feel like it just opens us up to criticism.
Well, I think this is kind of unfair because Shelley's advice today is totally pointed at me and my protein shakes.
Really?
Yes.
No. Actually, John, I wasn't even thinking of the protein shakes.
So as Ron Paul said to Rick Santorum, I think you're a little sensitive about that. I wasn't even thinking about you, Senator.
I wasn't thinking about that. That's true. I did see that. I was thinking more about the lack of color, how easy it is to revert back to proteins and carbohydrates, or the carbs are really easy to grab and go. Mm-hmm. So if we're not being thoughtful, including beverages, but I actually wasn't thinking about the protein shakes, quite frankly. But it's easy to kind of grab and go, or eat toast and all those bread kinds of things versus actually like peeling an orange, which takes about the same amount of time. But so that's actually where I was thinking about it.
Well, we're down to 45 seconds. I know we chewed it up with our little brainstorm there, but I think that could be an interesting project for us this week.
Yeah, and maybe if other people do that, they could send link us on Facebook or whatever and show us some of their plates.
Right. So, folks, if you don't know how to do that, just like the Facebook page of Doug Pagitt Radio on Facebook and then tag it. I know that's a little sophisticated for some, but if you know how to do that, then do that.
Join the party.
That's Natural Health Coach Shelley Pagitt. You can find her at ShelleyPagitt.com if you want her to be your own personal health coach as well. Hey, stick with us here after the break. We're going to have a little chat about what's going on in our world of electoral life in Minnesota and the United States. Doug Pagitt Radio on AM 950, the progressive voice of Minnesota, and DougPagittRadio.com for America's most listened to show.